Gaudians have. They say that the Harinam, the name of the Lord, is not different from the Lord, and the means to get moksha is the name that is not different from the Lord itself.
Yeah, there are different means in different ages. Yeah, that's written in the scriptures. These are all dharmas. But what does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita? He says, Sarva dharma parityaja.
Yeah.
Give up these dharmas. So chanting the holy name is a dharma, right? It's chanting the holy name, japa, kirtana, bhajana, whatever it is, like that. That is a yuga dharma for Kali Yuga. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if we're in another age, we could say the yuga dharma is deity worship, the yuga dharma is yagya, fire ceremonies or whatever, or the yuga dharma is just doing meditation. These are all yuga dharmas, right? But they're still dharmas. Right? There's still things that we have to put effort into. The holy name won't chant itself. Yeah. The fire sacrifice won't do itself. The meditation doesn't happen spontaneously. The deity worship doesn't do itself. Like that, right? But the Lord is the one who's doing all these things through us. Right? So when we come to the realization that everything is his will and he's doing everything through us, like that, then there is no self-effort. There is really no self-effort. Like that. So all the idea that we're doing self-effort, and by our self-effort we're saving ourselves. That idea has to be given up. So we don't have to give up doing fire sacrifices, worshiping deities, meditating, or chanting the holy name. We don't have to give up any of those things. We can do all of those things because he says to do them in the scriptures, so we can do them, right? We can do them as a service to him. We don't have to give them up, and they have, but they are not the cause. Us doing that is not the cause of liberation.
Yeah.
So when we say, so the Gaudias say, chant the holy name and you'll be liberated, or chant the holy name and you get prema. If you get prema, you're not going to stay here. You're going to go back to Godhead, right? That's what they say. Even if you don't go back to Godhead, if you have prema, it doesn't really matter where you are, right? That's what they say, right? So chant the holy name and you'll get prema. So basically, it's the same thing as moksha, because they believe that you can have moksha even in this lifetime. Right?
I was reading a book by Satyanarayan. What is the name? The name is Namatatva. It's a small book, and it's about the pastime of Ajamila. And he says something very interesting there. He says that Ajamila become a liberated soul, not in the last part of his life, but when he pronounced the first time Narayana, the name Narayana, when he gave this name to his son. From this time, he became liberated. And he said that from this time, he was a liberated soul, but he continued doing bad things because bad samskaras, but he was a liberated soul. Okay. And he says that he didn't die when the Vishnudutas came instantly, but he got another opportunity. And this was for develop prema. Because he mentioned two kinds of liberation. He said that the first kind of liberation is that you can go to the planet of the Lord, but don't be a personal associate of the Lord. But if you develop some kind of prema, you will be closer to the Lord in Vaikuntha. So, is there any?
This is all theology. This is all theology. Moksha is moksha. Moksha is moksha. Liberation is liberation. You're there in the supreme world like that. You say that by doing this, by your efforts, you are getting closer to God in Vaikuntha.
Yes.
In Vaikuntha or Goloka, wherever it is, who's in charge? Here in this world, who's in charge? Okay, so wherever you are, he's in charge. He calls the shots. He says, so somebody does their sadhana and they do their meditation that they're a gopi or a manjari or a cowherd boy, or they do Raganuga Bhakti for many lives or whatever it is. They get reborn in Krishna Lila in this material world. These are all concepts in different sampradayas, specifically Gaudiya Sampradaya. Okay, fine. And the goal is that I'll be a manjari in the spiritual world, like that. But when you get actually to the spiritual world, who's in charge?
Krishna.
If he wants you to be a manjari, yeah, you can be a manjari.
And
if he doesn't want you to be a manjari, even if you didn't do Raganuga Bhakti, even if you never did Raganuga Bhakti, he can take you and he can say, I need a manjari. Be a manjari.
Yes, and we can mention that the example of Putana. He didn't practice Raganuga Bhakti, but Prabhupada mentioned that he got a position similar to a mother.
Right. So then there may be some stories that in a previous life, Putana practiced devotion, and then she took birth as a demon, and she got this chance to breastfeed Krishna, and then Krishna felt that she was a mother, and then gave her this position like a mother in Goloka Vrindavan or whatever. Okay, maybe there's some stories like that. But philosophically, Vedanta Sangraha, the book that we're talking about now, we're talking philosophy here, like that. So there can be all sorts of theological stories about this and that and the other and whatever it is like that. Ultimately, moksha is moksha. Moksha is moksha. Moksha means Jiva Swarupoi Nitya Krishna Das. We are eternally the servant of God, is what the Gaudiyas say. They say that. We also say that. All the Vaishnavas will agree that we're serving God. So if God wants us to be a blade of grass, we'll be a blade of grass. It's up to him, ultimately, like that. Now, maybe we can influence him. Maybe we can influence him by doing, if you want to spend your life doing Radha Krishna meditation and you're really attracted to that, and then, so maybe the Lord, look at Andal. Andal thought of God as a lover like that, and Lord Ranganatha married her like that. So is she's a consort of the Lord in Sri Vaikuntham? I don't know if she is or she isn't. It's up to him. It's up to him. Here, she had this leela of marrying Ranganath.
Yeah, and I remember this blessing that Ramanuja got in one of the Gajas, that the Lord says to him, you will be liberated and you will be able to do any kind of service.
Any kind of service, exactly. That's the point.
I like that.
You know, it's not that when you get there, he says, okay, you are able only to do this. That's the concept. This is a concept called Taratamya. Madhva has a similar concept like this. He says that you can imagine that that every soul is like a glass, a cup. So there's a 1 liter soul and there's a 500 milliliter soul. Yeah. So when we fill that 500 milliliter soul with 500 milliliters of water, it's full. When we fill the 1 liter, if we put 500 milliliters in the 1 liter, it's only half full. So in liberation, every cup is full, but the cups are different sizes.
Yeah.
So the similar idea in Gaudiya Vaishnavism is, you know, I somehow or other, I'm eternally the servant of the Lord, but I can desire to become a servant of his in Madhurya Rasa or in Satya Rasa or in Dasya Rasa or in Shanta Rasa, whatever, like that. And once I do that, that's fixed. And then when I get there, if I want to upgrade, I can't upgrade. Like that, I can't. And the gopis, that is the highest, and that's the greatest bliss. But you see what Ramanuja says: all living beings attain the same bliss, the same bliss. They all attain the same bliss, the same knowledge. They all get they can all serve the Lord in whatever capacity, any capacity. Why should one soul be different from another soul? What is liberation? What is liberation? In the Vedanta Sutras, it talks about liberation as being, we conceive of the soul is in this material world and is covered by illusion, is covered by ignorance. There's coverings. We have material coverings. We have gross and subtle. The mind is a covering. The ego, the intelligence, and the gross earth, water, fire, air, ether. The body is a covering. These are all coverings of the soul. Take away the body. Take away the mind. Take away the ego. Take away the intelligence. Take away everything else, and just leave the soul. That is liberation, according to the Vedanta Sutras. That is liberation without anything else. You go there. You don't take any of that with you. When you take a dip in the Viraja River, this all gets washed off, and you are in your natural situation of having just the soul by itself. Now, you tell me, just the soul by itself, how is that different from any other soul?
They're not different.
So everything that we did here, you know, all the karmas, good or bad, that gets washed off because that's a material body, right? So once the soul gets there, okay, so the soul is a personality. So, okay, the soul might have some desires, some spiritual desires like that. But at the same time, ultimately, what is the ultimate desire of the soul? The ultimate desire of the soul is to do what the Lord wants, not what I want. Right? In other words, I surrender to you, Lord, as long as you make me a gopi, as long as you make me a cowherd boy, as long as you make me a blade of grass or a cow. This is what I really want. I want to be a peacock or something, right? As long as you make me that, I'll surrender to you like that. That's my condition, like that. Or there's another person who says unconditionally, I'm unconditionally yours. Even what did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say? Even if you crush me by your embrace, you're always my worshipable Lord. Did he say I have to be like this or you have to be like that? Okay, so it's, you know, I'm not saying Andal is wrong. Okay, let's not talk about even Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Let's talk about Sri Vaishnavas. There are certain Alwars who desire to have a conjugal relationship with the Lord. They desire to have a particular relationship with the Lord. It's not wrong. It's a spiritual, you know, desire. But still, higher once we wash off everything like that, the soul should desire to do whatever God wants.
Yeah.
He's going to make us do. He makes us do what he wants here, and he makes us do what he wants there.
I have another question.